I forgot my line. Alright, so a couple weeks ago I used to do this series where I would use this top 100 movies watch list, like this IMDb poster, and the whole point is that if you've seen the movie, you scratch it off, and it has like a cool little symbol behind it. So what I did, I bought the poster, I scratched off what I have watched, and I made it a wheel. Every week I would spin it, and whatever movie I get, I would watch it, explain it a little to you guys, and then review it at the end. And this week, I know I got... The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. I really want to see how good this Western movie is, because I heard a lot of good things about it, so I'm going to go watch it and tell you what I think at the end. If you want to see more stuff like this, please let me know in the comments. Alright, let's do it.
You see, in this world, there's two kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns, and those who dig. You dig.
So I just finished watching the movie, and I want to talk about, firstly, the things I do not like about the movie. So first of all, things I don't like about this movie is that, honestly, some scenes are just so drawn out. Like, the premise they show is super cool, but they do it for too long, where it's to a point where it just gets so boring and it loses all the emotion that the scene brings, and it just gets so tiring and almost boring. The best example I could use is, spoiler warning, the last scene where the good, the bad, and the ugly are all on a Mexican standoff. It's really, the music's playing, the iconic music. They're all looking at each other. They're all reaching for the guns. They're all looking back and forth. Then it does it for like another 3 minutes. I know you guys are gonna kill each other. I know Clint Eastwood isn't gonna die, so it just drags out that tension where it's a point where it's not gonna touch. I'm like, all right, well, just kill each other at this point. I don't want to keep this going. And also when they're at the battle of the bridge and they're like bringing the dynamite over and then like waiting, there's all these explosions and the cannon shots where it's like zooming in on the cannons and it's like showing all these cannons going off. Why is there like 50 gazillion cannons? Why are you showing the shot so many times? Like, I understand it's like you have to show the audience, right? But it's just like, okay, I get it. Like, after the 15th one, I think I got that they're getting bombed, basically. Honestly, I realize this is a limitation of the time the movie was filmed. This movie came out in 1967, and the technology and like just the filming and editing style just wasn't refined as it is now in some movies where they have to show this. They have to like, they want to show all these people these really cool explosions and scenes and close-ups because it wasn't really done like that before. But in like a modern perspective of when I watched it, I'm comparing it to other movies, it just kind of gets drawn out and very long. Also, the pacing in the movie is not the best, as the pacing is also very long. It's like very big parts in between the really good parts of the movie. I just feel like the pacing's kind of off. It just feels slogged out, which again is just a consequence of the time it was made. Another thing I want to bring up, the ADR sucks. Like, they're voicing over of each other. Like, sometimes they say they like move their lips on lines, and like they obviously have to record it after because they can't film it at the time. Microphones aren't good enough. Can't get as many takes. Takes a lot of effort, but it's just so off. It just kind of like messes with my head a little bit, but it's understandable. It's off. It's not really that big of a deal. Like, I get it. And just the overall length, like the movie's already long, and with issues of pacing and drawing out these really cool scenes, it makes the movie feel even longer. It makes me feel less into it. It makes it feel like so much of a longer time than it really is. Alright, now I want to talk about the things that I like. I love the performances by Clint Eastwood. I love the performances by all the three main guys, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I love all their performances, especially Tuco. Because I didn't expect Tuco to be like the main character, because from what I've understood of like what I've seen about the movie, it's always Clint. And I bet he is, but we follow more he does in this world and how his character is. A thing I can say of props about this movie for sure is that the characters feel complicated. We never really know about where they stand with each other and where they stand with what they want to do. Tuco is a very clever guy who is used to this bandit lifestyle, this moving around, this tricking people to get what he wants. So it makes sense that his character's like this, because out of like pure reasons of survival. So it's always a fun dynamic, not knowing what this Tuco really gonna hold up his end of the deal. Is he gonna be with Clint and find the prize money? And then Clint's always, he might do things that are kind of weird, but he's innately good. He doesn't really do things out of like mal in his heart. He always tries to be good. And then Angel Eyes is just evil. Like, he's just bad. Like, he's not like greedy like Tuco. So like, instead of Tuco being like ugly, like unattractive, is more like his like soul is like ugly and greedy, I guess. So I love that. Those performances are top notch, and I think Tuco is like probably a favorite for me. Clint Eastwood is always awesome. That I'm pretty sure just his whole role in this movie is just to be cool. I know I was talking bad about the ADR and the production things, but I think the movie is shot very well. The cinematography is super impressive. I love some of the shots. It's very stylistic. realistic. You could tell the director had a vision, and he really succeeded in portraying it to the viewer. I really like it. I like a lot of scenes, especially like the scenes where Clint Eastwood's on the hill and he has to shoot Tuco's rope while he's getting choked, and he shoots off all the hats. It just really shows the character. The zoom in on the hats and everyone's surprised. It really ups the style of the movie, and then the set designs are amazing. All these older movies, I always say this, the amount of effort and passion they have to go through to actually do all these things and show us this is incredible. Like, the sets are incredible. I didn't realize the movie had the Civil War as a background. So seeing like moments of the Civil War and like all the soldiers of the Confederacy and the Union, and especially that big battle, and seeing all these extras getting ready to fight and going in the, like, granted, it doesn't look good when they all rush in and fight each other. You can like clearly see some of them falling later after the explosion or all that, but that's just common things to happen when you're filming in the 1960s and can't really do that many takes with this many people and over again without definitely breaking some type of laws, and they were not that strong back then either. So it's understandable. It's still really amazing to see. I just like in some shots where it's like super far away and Clint is on his horse just riding around through the desert, or when Tuco has to bring Clint through the desert, and just like the faraway shots they're always gonna be super impressed with me, because now I can say it's relatively easy. A lot of cameras could go that far and record that distance, but they couldn't do this at the time. So it's really cool what they're able to show us. I think the movie's very comedic as well. I think there's a lot of funny moments. You know, like at times it's very serious. Like for me, when Tuco and Clint get captured by the Union because they thought they were Confederates because their uniforms are all gray, I thought that was so funny. It's like a little stupid thing because he starts like praising the generals of the Confederacy, and then the Union picks him up and puts him away. I just think that's funny. So there's a lot of funny moments like that in the movie. There's a lot of serious moments, like when Tuco talks to his brother and how one is a priest and one is a bandit. I really like that. The characters do really feel complicated and they have their own issues, and that's definitely a praise I could give to the movie. Like I was saying before, like you're not really sure if Tuco's gonna be like the relationship between Tuco and Clint is gonna happen, because Clint is kind to him, but you know Tuco's kind to him because is he really gonna be a good friend, or is he just doing it for the money? So I like those moments where I have to question myself. I'm like, what is his intention now? Because I don't know it, but I feel like Tuco's gonna become good at the end. I think lastly, what I really love most about this movie is genuinely the music. It has some of the most iconic songs and sound bites that I didn't know were from, obviously, the I knew that was from this movie, but there was a song at the end of the last scene that I heard in all those Corona commercials or beer commercials. I don't know that was from this movie. So they used the audio of the they use that so much you'd think it would get overused, but every time it has a different, like, keys are different, so the difference between the space between the next note is like farther, so it sounds different, but it's just such a cool iconic sound that I never get tired of hearing it. Those are some of the things that I really like about this movie, and there's much more, but I can't really come to think of any more at the moment. I just know those I really loved, and I want to talk about those. So now let's get to the review.
Every gun makes its own tune.
If I were to review the movie as a whole, I do have a lot of negatives that I do think about the movie, but it's mainly due to time things and when it was filmed. But I have to compare these movies as a whole and how I enjoyed it. I can't just say I loved it when there's a lot of things that I just truly did not love. But I still don't want to take away from the landmark that this movie is, the principle that it sets, and what it led to with other movies. So it's still amazing in that regard as well. If I could use when the time it was filmed as a negative, I could use the time it was filmed as a positive. That I can't believe some of the stuff they're showing in here. Some movies now couldn't even pull off half of the things this movie does. But I would have to say, overall, on a scale out of 10, I think I still would give this movie a 9. A 9 out of 10. I think it's a good enough watch, and it's really good to see how this movie, the classic, and seeing all these scenes, these iconic scenes that people probably have spoken to you about, like your parents or grandparents, and it's cool to see them, witness it, and hear all the music, and see where all these things come from, and how this stemmed into later movies. So with that ends my review of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. If you like this video and you want to see more, please like and subscribe. If you have any other thoughts that I don't know about this movie, then please leave a comment down below. I'll probably be back with a video next week, so thanks.